Good, because if you've got a lot of money to spend on a big four-door saloon car, there's already lots and lots of choice. You've got the Audi A8, the Mercedes S-Class, and the Jaguar XJ. But now there's a new alternative, and here it is in all its brownness. It's called the Phaeton, and it costs £65,000, which is odd, because it's a Volkswagen, and Volkswagen means people's car. Right. When they found evidence of life on Mars, it was a big deal. But this is bigger. This proves there are traces of humour in the fatherland. This is the first ever recorded example of a German joke. A Volkswagen that costs £65,000. But actually, it isn't funny. You see, the Phaeton was the swan song for Volkswagen's boss, Ferdinand Piëch. He was retiring and he wanted to go out with a bang. He wanted to make the best car ever. He laid down a set of 10 parameters which were apparently so impossible that half his engineering team walked out. They said it couldn't be done. I've tried to get Volkswagen to tell me what these parameters are, but they say they're a secret. They'll only give me one, just to give me a flavour. And apparently, Piëch insisted that you should be able to drive the Phaeton all day at 186 miles an hour when it's 122 degrees outside, and the air conditioning must be able to maintain a temperature in the car of 71.6 degrees. I bet he was fun to go out with of an evening. Now, I know this looks like a boring car from a boring man on a boring wet day, but stay with me, because the attention to detail in the Phaeton is staggering. Since we've been talking about air conditioning and heating, let's stick with it. Most cars blow air into your face through vents like this, but look what happens in this one. Push this button and a panel slides down where it acts as a sort of radiator. First car I've ever been in that's got central heating. And there's a dehumidifier in here too, so the windows cannot steam up, no matter what you get up to. Happily, I can test that out by stepping into the back with the lovely Danielle here. We'll just pop in. Don't worry, it's all in the name of science. There we are. That is extraordinary. We've made ourselves a lovely cup of tea back here. As you can see, the kettle is bubbling away, but we can still see out of the windows. Lovely view. Eee. Isn't it nice? There's more, too. Look at these hinges. No one's ever going to see them, and yet they're so beautifully machined. And round at the front, things get even more German. Normally, when you use the headlamp washers in a car, huge jets of water squirt onto the glass, and for a moment, you can't see where you're going. But look what happens in this. This one fires first of all, and then when it's done, this one fires. So there's always some illumination. And then there's the bonnet. Piëch insisted that it had to stay absolutely flat and level with no vibration right up to 190 miles an hour. Which sounds like overkill, really, because the Phaeton is limited to 155. I have, however, driven one of these things without a limiter, and it went up to a smooth and totally stable 201 miles an hour. And even at that speed, I still couldn't hear the engine. It's two 3-litre V6s glued together, so the cylinders are actually in that sort of a shape. It's a 6-litre W12. It's an amazing engine. It's an amazing car. You know something?
What?
It pains me to admit it, but if I were going to buy big four-door saloon, wouldn't be the Jag. I would have that Phaeton.
Over the Jag, even with the VW badge?
Yeah, it's an amazing car, as I said, amazing.
Well, the interesting thing is they're going to do a two-door version of the Phaeton, kind of. Basically, it's all the technical stuff out of that car in a different body, but with a much better badge. It's this, the Bentley Continental GT, and it is probably the most eagerly anticipated car for decades.
Designed by a Belgian bloke.
Apparently so, yes.
Whose only previous credit was the Skoda Fabia.
Yeah.